Hey everybody, I want to talk about our credit report. This is a sample credit report. Obviously this is a very personal document. So first things first, if you're ordering a credit report yourself, it's always going to be sent to you securely, probably with a password to protect. It's your document. Treat it carefully. There's a lot of respect that goes around this. What is it? This is a summary of your financial transactions that banks and other financial institutions use to assess whether you're acceptable for getting a loan. So what are the important parts here? Well, obviously this part right here is fundamentally important. This is the actual score that they give you. The further we're in the green, the better we are. If you get beyond 800, let me know, because that's amazing. But 764 is a great score in itself. So now what are the important parts here in what can actually bring this score down? So there's two important parts, and let's use common sense here. What do we think? The first one will be if we don't pay a bill, right? Is there more bills that we shouldn't pay worse than others? Well, we should pay all our bills, firstly and foremost, but especially bank-related bills and obligations, we need to make sure we pay those first. Personal loans, credit cards, and if you already have a home loan as well. If we don't pay those, yeah, that's a big no-no, and it's going to be hard to get another loan. But saying that, sometimes what happens is we forget to pay a bill, or we don't receive a bill, and in those cheeky little utility companies especially, or phone companies, what do? They'll put a mark on your credit file and say, hey, this person hasn't paid their bill, you lodge a loan, you don't even know it's there, and they go, sorry, you're declined. Why? Hey, because your credit score, you've got this unpaid bill. We can generally get around that two ways. One, we just paint a story and say, hey, we're not paying it because we're in dispute, and that's why it's not there, and they shouldn't have done that. Or the other one is, and a strategy you can use, you can actually call the company and do a deal with them and say, look, I forgot, I didn't realise this bill had to be paid, I didn't receive it, whatever. I'll do a deal with you. What about I pay it now, and in return you get rid of it? Make sure you get confirmation that they'll do that in writing, however, because the moment you pay the bill, you've lost your bartering power in relation to them removing it from this credit report. And then what might happen, you might have to use a company like Restore My Credit or We Fix Credit, both great companies. They will actually help you get these sort of credit transactions off your file if they can. The other thing we need to be careful of is this thing here, credit history. This is called credit scoring. So what will happen is some banks do this thing called credit scoring, where if you do too many transactions in too frequent a period, they'll actually just auto decline your loan. So what we need to do is make sure we position you to a funder first before just going bank to bank to bank to bank to find out who will do what. Because what happens is banks are trained to actually get you to lodge an application. They're not necessarily concerned about the effect of your credit report because they just want to get the app in thinking they're going to get a deal for you. But what happens when they don't and you go to the next one and the same thing happens, you get all these listings here, and before you know it, bang, you can't get a loan. If you've got a lot of deposit, financially strong, we can mount a story and a case to still get you that loan. However, if you're a little bit weaker as a potential client, it can really be costly, so to speak, in getting a loan. So what I would strongly encourage, do your research first before placing a loan application in. Look forward to speaking to you soon.